Welcome everyone to CRL Asia Season 2. We're back once again with another exciting week prepared for you guys. My name is Joe Sophie. Joining with me is going to be G Clef on my side here. And another exciting week. Finally, we're done with the conference division. We will now get started with the divisionals once again. Just the regional going back and forth in terms of their own respective regions going head-to-head each other to decide who's going to be in the final standings.
Yeah, just two final weeks to decide who's going to be on top of that standings. The first place of each region goes straight to the playoffs, so that's going to be the important one. Few wins, few losses of the final 2 weeks can actually change the standings. We do see a few teams very on top, but I think there is still a lot of chance for it, especially a team in the second place and the third place for each region. They can actually top the first place. So very important last few weeks here.
And just to make sure you stay on focus on all the things for all these teams, because you talk about the difference between the regions is becoming a lot larger as the season went on. Japan is clearly looking like one of the best out there with Southeast Asia, very close second with Korea very far behind. So even for the Korean team, you have these four teams who are all doing not so well throughout the season, but it just means that all four teams are very, very close, and one game could really decide everything in terms of the difference in the standings.
I think this season was really the point where we had a lot of key players, especially for that 1v1, because it just comes down to that 1v1 fight where we 2v2s, of course, first set, very important, but it comes down to the King of the Hill. It's all 1v1. There's no more 2v2s, and when you have a special player for the team to actually bring all the wins to yourself, and actually change a lot of things.
And really look at the standings to see how each region is doing. And definitely 2 out of 3 are doing extremely well. Japan and Southeast Asia with many teams on winning records. So first, second, and third place of both Japan and Southeast Asia have a winning record online. But look at Korea. Even the best team in the entire region of Korea, Kingzone Dragon X, is at 5 wins and 6 losses. And every team that's following up have losing records all over. 4-7 for Sandbox, 3-8 for OP Gaming, and OGN is just a woeful 2-9 for them.
Lots of negatives, especially for the Korean region as a whole. It was actually not as bad in Season 1, but right now catching up to the meta, and especially their 1v1 has been a little less confident, I would say, coming into also 2v2. Let's be real. I think that was a really big move that Korea has to really step up in the last few weeks. Of course, they only go against each other, but it's going to be the playoff that matters a lot for them.
It really is. I mean, Simon and I always talk about it. We kind of argue about it, just saying that Simon makes the point that because everybody loses every week in Korea, that it doesn't change the standings and differences, and it does not matter. But it matters to a certain point, because if you keep losing in your morale as a team and as a region kind of goes down, the more and more weeks you proceed by, you're at a state that even if you do make playoffs, let's just say that Kingzone makes playoffs, just kind of abiding to the standings right here. They go to playoffs, and they're probably going to face up another team that is from Southeast Asia or Japan. And do they have the confidence to beat them? I just don't think so.
Yeah, and it comes down to the Southeast Asia entire day today. We're going to have back-to-back teams playing a few more games, actually. And that's going to determine, because first place Chaos Theory with 8-3, but if you go to step down 7-4, and then it's 6-5 and 5-6. So if you lose one, you drop down, basically. If you win one, you can have another chance to actually go up a step. So these matches, of course, matter a lot.
Very important games for today in Southeast Asia. Everything will be decided in terms of who gets the better edge in terms of their standing, because we still have 1 more weeks to go of this. So they have 2 days in total for Southeast Asia to make sure that Chaos Theory, do you want to stay in first place, you have to make sure you have win as many games as you can. To be fair, they only lost 3 games for the entire season so far, so very good of them to pretty maintain on and just keep strong at it, because Benzo Riddell, I mean, he's been doing extremely well for the 1v1. A lot of people call him perhaps the best 1v1 player right now in all of CRL Asia Season 2, but he's bringing JTV and Careless. They've been doing extremely well in the 2v2 and kind of adding on to this win percentage that has been so good for them. So Chaos 3, of course, our eyes are upon them, but the teams that are very close to them with AHQ and also Bren Esports to see if they can catch up from the middle of the pack.
Yeah, today we're just having Southeast Asian games only, but really not too far away from Ponos, who's actually the highest with 9-2. That's really, really good record as a team. But Southeast Asia actually not too far off from that. Really different from the last season. And we're going to see the reason exactly why Southeast Asia is doing so well in the entire league.
Well, it's going to be the first match with Kicks. They're not the best team in all of Southeast Asia, but that 2v2 duo right there with Martin and Dio Stitch, they've been looking fantastic. Have basically lost very little games if I can remember, but going on to Lampo is going to be that 1v1 slot for him again, and he's back on the roster after he's done with his exams at school, so we gave an exemption for that, so he's back. And we're going to be facing up against AHQ with Jacques Yaya on the 2v2 and Morris Lin returning to the roster in the first time since forever.
Yeah, Master Hong. He's a pretty good 1v1 player as well.
He's a great 1v1 player.
But having Morris Lin tonight, let's see if the record actually goes the other way. Seems like for now, the active roster, the entry for Kicks is actually so much stronger because we know Morris Lin. We've seen him play from last season a lot in that 1v1 too. Well, let's see what he can actually bring to the stage tonight.
Well, it's going to be very important here, G-Cliff. We're going to look at what the bans were coming into this one. Martin and Diostich banning out the Lava Hound with Shaka and Yao Yao, getting the Giant Skeleton out of the way, so no, that elite Royal Giant nonsense out of the way. And Lampo's going to ban out the 3 Muskies. And more Slim, this is becoming more of a trend these days, banning out the Hog Rider.
Yeah. Either the super low, was it 2.7? 2.7 Hog Rider cycle deck, that's one of the trendy one that basically has no counters to it. I think that's the reason why. Not just deck, there are like 3-4 deck that's really trendy right now with that Hog Rider, not just the Royal Hog Rider. And that's why we see that ban. I think Morris Lin, he just want to take out the Hog Rider in that game.
Well, the 2.8 Hawk Cycle is definitely the most famous deck, I would have to say, in all of Clash Royale. Obviously made famous by Jack, one of the great Japanese players that's not playing competitively, but is always in the ladders, showing extremely good stuff with what you can do with that 2.8 cycle. So we are going to go with that Hog Rider banned out for that 1v1, but for the meantime, let's focus back on 2v2, where Martin and Dio Stitch, they have been looking fantastic. 7-1 for Martin, and that one loss without Dio Stitch on the duo a lot.
Yeah, that was basically the pair. He was paired up so many times when Martin was paired up with Dylan. That was the only loss.
You would understand why.
Oh yes, but HQ not bad, 6-5. And both duos actually, when we have Lava Band and Giant Skeleton, it just screams out for Golems, right? Golem double Prince, and these two teams actually use that the most out of the entire Southeast Asian. So we're about to see a lot of different variations like Flying Machine, maybe the Rage, maybe the Lumberjack. So there could be a lot of different cards coming in.
We also see Shako with a sweet haircut. He just got over the weekend and very, very nicely done on that one. We're going to go to this game, 2v2. Martin and Dio Stitch coming from Kicks on the bottom side, going up against Shaka and Yao Yao from AHQ to see if either of these teams, they're not really in first place right now, can get a little bit closer to that.
Earl House dropped, and there's a tornado. Already activating the King Tower. That's a lot less damage coming out from every single one of them now.
We'll be in the gonna mitigate the damage, and obviously the King's Tower doing a lot better than the previously. What it was really known for to be a lot slower in attack speed, but now it does a lot more damage overall. So this looking at a rocket here to start things off will get rid of that Mega Minion, but was it all worth it here? The Ice was still alive, and the E-Wiz is going to be supporting the push now.
I think that was an okay attack to do damage onto the tower anyhow, because they took some damage from the Hogs, and there's a lightning spell. Very trendy right now.
Oh, look at this. Very nice guards on the way just to make sure that E-Wiz does not get extra zaps through. And look at the zap and the bats coming through all at the same time. You can see that Martin and Dio Stitch very well correlated with each other.
See, almost seems like that was a little too much to defend, but to take no shots directly to the tower. That maybe was required, but the Golem is pushing with that Prince now, speeding it up.
That overspend of those 2 elixir, you're gonna get the P.E.K.K.A. This is a bad news if you are Jacques and Yaya and you see that P.E.K.K.A. online, and even that Infernal Dragon is not gonna get to it in time, as we're seeing Infernal Dragon target away, and that E-Wiz is there once again.
Perfectly timed, and good knockback from the Giant Snowball as well. Seems like the Miner actually does not activate the King Tower. The Golem is the one that gets hit.
So when you're trying to achieve 2 things at the same time, you get neither. As we're trying to get the Golem push, getting on the way, but at the same trying to put the Miner into the King's Tower range, but did not happen there, so it's going to leave it unlocked for the King time. Let's see what happens here. The Magic Archer is going to be going for the defense. Good Tornado, getting all of those Royal Hawks in play here, and a good Bomb Tower to help supplement that one.
Yeah, great pull and good angle from the Bomb Tower to have Magic Archer just lining them up, doing all the penetration damage with those arrows. That was nearly perfect defense, just damage taken from Poison and little more from the Golemites.
Yeah, we're going to see the double shields now come on the counter here with the guards and the Dark Prince. The Dark Prince is going to be stopped with the Zap and the Bats taking it away. So another pretty heavy golem push here. They will have the Pekka forward kicks. And we'll see what happens here, because see the Infernal Dragon now being processed. And we're going to see this very nice snowball to drag that away from the Infernal Dragon. And you're going to see this Golem trying to get very close. It does not explode in front of the tower, so these Golemites are not going to get the most damage that you're looking for. The penetration damage is now coming through.
To the tower.
It is going to be down to 250 with that poison ball. We're going to see a little more than this. The guards coming in, and it's going to knock the skeletons away. And we move with the Zap. Good rocket. This just might do it. It's getting very, very close here. 253, and that's really all it really takes. Martin and Diosys once again moving like a single unit, shows that these two players can act as one and win another game.
Just minor differences coming out from Kicks and AHQ. When they actually had the Infernal Dragon not in the poison, they had to use one more giant snowball. And with that, you gain 2. And I think that was a big difference where Martin and Diosys could have just pushed a little bit further into it. Their minor was actually a distraction for them to use the guards. Zapped at perfect time to delete all the skeletons. Well done by them.
Another point, I mean, I'm always amazed at how these two players, speaking different languages by the way, can move as one unit, as they've literally telegraphed to each other exactly what they're going to do with their minds, and that's incredible. It only seems to get better every week in and week out.
All we need to say is the card names. So the language is not the worst thing for Clash Royale. It's really fun. The Bats with the minor this time. Seems like it's not really getting too much value.
Just gonna go for that 5 elixir push, but does not work out. The Ewis is there to stop the Prince from charging through it.
Yeah, it seems to me for now, both teams actually having the same exact deck from game number 1. We see the Golem and the Pekka, as well as the Electro Wizard.
We know the Pekka deck always wins against the Golem. This is a great counter, naturally. The Golem just chopping that down, and we're gonna see the Skelly Barrel for the first time. This time coming from AHQ. Of course, the Bomb Tower will now reel it away, and these skeletons are not going to get too much of values right here. And you're going to look at the Pekka still playing on, and look at this Infernal Dragon just trying to get to the Pekka in time. It has to be the last target to go through.
And the Bomb Tower, of course, does not attack air. It's going to take a few more shots. The Baby Dragon will actually survive for a long time in this case.
Good bats and good zap coming through, and these 4 elixir trades have been very vital to their victory for Martin and Diosys, and it's really trying to prove its value once again, as we see another Prince not in behind the Golem this time. So it is important to know that this Pekka will take care of it quite easily, and this Golem will have no support.
Yep, Pekka countering the Golem. That's a big problem for HQ, and they're using a lot more. To defend the minor, they're using the Prince all the time, and Prince is not really connecting too far. So they're getting no value for both of those plays.
You gotta have the Prince right behind that Golem, but it really hasn't happened for AHQ for these 2 pushes previously. And this guard is gonna be providing some penetration through. And this Pekka, with that log and the zap, and almost very close, and that almost got a single swipe from the Pekka. That could have been crucial.
But still, that was a lot of spell used, a lot of elixir that actually burned, which Kicks. They were actually not using their elixir, so a lot more for them to actually do damage now.
You're gonna have the Golem just tank for all these bats that are coming through, and you're gonna have this be a continual thing while the Prince is finally making his charge behind the Golem this time around, and this guard is doing a very good job of eating up all the damage from that Prince, and you can get this Ewis to continue on to put a lot of pressure on defense here, and this Pekka knocking down the Prince as well, getting a lot of value.
Yeah, when HQ brings up the counter to actually delete a lot of the ground units, the Electro Wizard is the final counter to it. And Kicks, they just have everything together.
Magic Archer is going to get 3 penetration shots through the Golem to the tower, and they're going to see this Infernal Dragon take care of the Golem so easily. So for right now, it seems like the AHQ is using the Golems only as a pushing unit, but really not getting a lot of value right here. Can he get a little more here? The zaps will come through from the Ewiz, and this time around, the defense is very, very nicely done. This Golem pretty much left alone. Let's see what he can do.
There's a Pekka coming, but this one is in the Princess Tower of the red side, so not as strong, but the Golem actually got burnt down even before crossing the bridge.
Really
So
did.
this one won't be like too much of a threat.
Oh, there's
actually.
Prince though. It's double Prince that are coming through, and one will survive and will almost get the charge. Has to use 4 more elixirs to summon that bomb tower just to take up the damage. That is not the best trade if you are Martina Deal Switch.
Also activates the King Tower's worst
Penetration.
news.
2 shots. That's all it is, and it's going to be very, very close right now. 10:94 and 11:01 on
Bomb
the
Tower's
count.
coming back in cycle very soon, but just not in time. They have to throw down the
Good
rocket.
but it misses the golem. And still the P.E.K.K.A is going to take care of most things, so it's not going to be a problem for now. This Golemite is not going to get the most value in the world. 7:34 right now on the count, and look at the guards. They're going to take the charge once again for this Prince, and will now be coming into all the charge in. The guard is still doing so much work on both defensive ends. You saw the Miner do a little bit of damage better, otherwise we still need a lot more coming in for Martina Deal Stitch to win this game too.
But the poison's still ticking off, and that's going to be another poison plus few spells. Should be a tower down onto the bottom left. So it seems like HQ can actually come back into this game, but the rocket, that's only 60, a single.
60, that's
One
not
more.
enough. Any type of spell will do it, but the penetration isn't there, and that is AHQ winning out the game. I know they didn't miscalculate that, but they were counting on the Magic Archer to get that last bit of penetration damage. That would have been good enough for Martina Deal Switch, but Kicks coming down behind, and AHQ gets that last fireball in the end to win that game too.
Lots of poison damage just accumulated into the tower, basically, over the last 5 minutes. And then just the rocket thrown. It was really close. I believe 11 HP.
Yeah. Well, with that snowball being taken out, it was 11 HP at the end. So I know they didn't miscalculate. They knew the snowball did not do 70 HP in the end, but really count on that Magic Archer to penetrate through that baby dragon, but did not have the right angle to get that done.
It's really hard to actually read your opponent where it's going to be placed or the movement of it as well.
Yeah. Puts it on the way left was AHQ's decision. It became the right decision because it didn't allow that penetration damage. Got them enough time to put that fireball out. They are here in this game 3 because of that single play of that baby dragon placement.
Some changes coming in. They do have
Lumberjack.
Lumberjack and the Tombstone even.
Lightning is still very, very much here. Look at this.
Without the bomb tower, this was actually going all the way in.
But
Missed the log because of the tornado. There's some anti-synergy there too.
okay. Now we're going to get a very interesting scenario where the Golem has been dragged into the King's Tower. This Prince is going to be soaking up all the damage from a front end. You can see the Golemites just go for that left tower, putting it down to 1153. Not the best of starts for Kicks, but still opening at the King's Tower will do them a lot later in this game.
Still, the Golem has to go straight to the Princess Tower without the tornado now. And 1100, that's not too bad for the attack because they have a lot more onto the right side. Those Battle Rams could be a problem when they want to focus attack on the other side, actually.
Yeah. I mean, the E-Wiz has been placed perfectly to make sure you don't get too much value. Now the Royal Hawks coming in with the Lumberjack
No
trying to provide
defense.
the... Oh my
This
goodness.
is exactly what we just talked about.
This is exactly what it is, and this is going to provide the rage for 2 of the Hawks up front. Even that Ice Wiz cannot slow down from the rampage of the Piggies, and we are going to go with another counter push. They have to make something work here, HQ. If they don't, that waste is going to be very, very crucial, and these Skeletons are coming in. Even this Ice Golem doing a wonderful job. Look at that mini P.E.K.K.A with the tornado, not even allowing that Golem to get to the tower in time. Still in a 5:39, they survive with the tower.
They have a minute to go, so they actually do have a lot of time with the poison. I think they will get the tower down for sure. And they actually did damage, a lot of damage to the King's Tower.
Yeah, that's what we have to kind
so
of worry about.
HQ does have a lot more chances in this game right now, so that's why Kicks, they want to make it stop.
Yeah,
Go for that 2 crown.
At the Royal Hawks though, getting tornadoed away, and this good fireball is going to take up most of these ventures, and we are going to look at this Prince who will be now charged in with this Ice Golem and the guards, so a little bit unnecessary to send out both at the same time, but it is going to be 2 more elixirs that they use Martin Dusich on defense, and we'll see how that affects them in the later game.
They do have the Tombstone once again, 254. And they do have poison, so 1 more scratch with the poison, not even needed with the lightning. That's over 300 damage, so that's the tower down, and they want to make it 3 crowns right now. That seems a little early.
It is a bit early, really overspending in their ventures to get through, I'm sure.
The Prince coming.
The from Team Deal Stitch. Do they have anything for this? The Magic Archer goes down to the Prince, and now the Prince is starting to get some charges, and it's going to be getting 3 hits through it, even with the Ice Wizard helping out. That's going to be 1580 on the King's Tower. Now they're going for the 2 crown here, but good snowball to get all those bats away. And even the battle ram is not going to connect, even with the tornado being happening here. And look at this Golem. This might just be AHQ winning out right now, because the Golem is still well and alive and not much HP to go on this 2nd crown. And that will be the explosion damage, not even needed. And that will be AHQ picking up game number 3 to reverse this win and get the series for themselves.
Big comeback, and they knew that the moment they dropped the Golem, they knew that the Battleman fast speed unit were coming to the other side, which is exactly what Kicks did. But they were willing to take that damage and trade it better. It was the worst of a trade, but at the end, they actually managed to do so much better because they understood the cycle of that from the opponent that was going to come in very soon. And it actually takes a lot of guts to actually play your own when you are losing your trade all the time.
Yeah.
But when you can just make it better like that, go ahead and do it, and HQ brings the win.
It really does, and you were talking about kind of switching things up in terms of deck selection for Martin and Dio Stitch, thinking that the deck selection was kind of due to their loss in Game 2, but personally, I didn't think they needed to switch up the decks, because I think that Game 2 looked very good for Kicks, but a few little mistakes here and there was what really cost them. But switching up the deck in Game 3 did not bring them the win. It was not very close.
Not as much as the first 2 ones. I think maybe staying with the same deck could have been a little better against the Golem. Having a P.E.K.K.A seemed very required, basically.
The mini P.E.K.K.A did not have that right punch, did it? And we are going to be looking towards this 1v1 though, continuing on from AHQ, who just won this 2v2 and gonna bring a Season 1 record out for Morrison, because this will be his first ever game in the entire Season 2, G-Clef.
It's been a while, and we're on week 9.
I thought he went to another team. I haven't seen Morrison
Well,
in
he's
forever.
back.
He's back. We don't know if he went to a different team and came back, or if he just stayed on the same team and never just ever played.
He was the secret card for the team. He was waiting for this moment only.
Sure.
And let's go in.
All right.
But his opponent is Lampo, and he's not an easy one.
Oh, he's to bring out your secret card at the right time. Supposedly is a good timing for Morrison, but against Lampo, what can he do here? Because Lampo definitely wants to bring his team back to that King of the Hills, but we will see what the situation is. It seems like AHQ looking pretty strong here after that 2v2 win.
The Baby Dragon with Tombstone.
It's definitely the Graveyard deck. Graveyard Poison with the Barbaro. This is exactly the deck I've been using forever. Now we're going to get a Lava Loon deck from Lampo though. This is the Ice Wiz. This is definitely the Graveyard deck. And usually, you know, I don't want to be the analyst here, but this deck does very well against the Lava Loon. And Lava Loon has a tough
card
time.
actually connects directly to the tower. Makes a lot of shots, 1700, but both attacks, I was wondering. With the Lava, I think Lampo could have focused onto one single tower and actually force out another spell or so, but he chooses to go both.
I mean, Lampo's going to have a hard time. As soon as he used that 7 elixir to summon another Lava Hound, that Graveyard and Poison spell, anything could go with. And there's very little things that Lampo has to defend against this deck here, because those last 2 cards, one of them being Graveyard, and last one being Tornado. This is such an easy matchup if you are Morrison and you are expected to win this one.
Yeah, and the fact that there are a lot of area units for Lampo, and Cannon Card cannot really be stopped. It has to be hitting units. And when that Tombstone is gone, Cannon Card will be going straight to the tower, so there's another counter.
That's it. I mean, you don't have any units. If you want to send a defensive binder, that's your only option, because it seems like everything else with the guards and through, this will make it very difficult. The Cannon Card, you see that you have to invest so many units on defense just to go up against the Cannon Card.
Yeah, not too bad, as 6 to 7 there. And just getting 1 value with the defense. Perfect defense, so the Cannon Card was actually really nicely handled, but he's got to keep that cycle perfectly all the time. There's that Graveyard.
Yeah, here's a perfect time to put out the Graveyard. As you see the Lava Hound on the opposite side, just go on the opposite angle on the Graveyard. You're still going to get decent amount of value for that. 1521 on the first attempt by Morrison. We'll see what happens here. The Tombstone doing a very good job, but will be fireballed away. This is very important now. We're looking at this miner connecting through it. We're going to see another graveyard with the cannon cart putting out all this distraction. Now the poison will probably come through very, very soon for Morris Lin if he chooses to use it, but doesn't use it against the miners. And now he's going to be feeling like he's going to use it now and try to get the minions away from counter offense.
Yeah, not just the Lava Hound that actually did a lot of damage to the tower. Ice Wizard slowed them down a lot, but still putting out some outnumbers over there. With the Baby Dragon blocking it. So there's another Lava Hound, but a sudden bridge spam here.
And we're going to get the cannon cart to try to connect through it. We're going to get the bar barrel to do a very good job. This
Baby it's getting in range.
That's it, and they're really looking at another graveyard that will probably do a fantastic job through. The Princess Tower still targeting the cannon cart, and that will mean the enough time needed for basically that Baby Dragon to finish things off. And we knew this was going to be an easy matchup for Morrison with that graveyard deck that is so popular in Grand Challenge right now, and once again proven so good, even in competitive.
Joe, I have told you before. Morslin is the counter.
No,
he's the hitting card for the team.
That deck was a counter. We know this. I mean, that graveyard deck does so well.
When Lampo was studying for his exam, Morslin was studying about Lampo.
You know what it is, though?
The exact deck to bring against him when he loves to have all the air units.
Sure, and that's a good point. That is a good point. If you knew that Lampo was going to play Lava Loon, that is the perfect deck to play with it, with that graveyard deck. But you know, I play that graveyard deck all the time in Grand Challenges, and I never lose to Lava Loon. It is such an easy matchup.
Unless you get a phone call.
Yeah, that sometimes happens, yeah.
Or your Wi-Fi breaks out.
Feels bad, man, on that one. I mean, you have to bring that up, you know. Oh, man.
It happens to me all the time. Everyone, I guess.
We all share the pain, don't we? Bringing out the Ice Golem is going to be Morrison this time around. Definitely a different deck than the last time around. We're going to get Infernal Dragon in. It seems like Lampo wants to get his hand on this graveyard deck, bringing out the Baby Dragon and this Barb.
Yeah, it seems
barrel. It seems like the formula. And he should have the Tombstone. He doesn't have it yet, so he's just going to go after the cannon cart and see what he can do against this. Look at this Lumberjack. He's connecting, but that Tornado is there. He's going to open up the King's side without taking too much damage. And now we're looking through to another Ice Golem defending against this cannon cart and trying to get to the tower in time.
The King Tower defense will actually help a lot in this case because Morrison does not really have too much ranged attack from the units that are coming down because they have to go really close to the tower all the time, like Lumberjack, the Royal Ghost, Ice Golem, and the Battle Ram and the Barbarians. They were basically in that King's Tower range all the time.
You know, let me put you on an interesting fact about this deck, about the graveyard deck that has proven so popular in recent meta, is that it's actually a Korean player who invented this deck. It was when the change first occurred with the Bar Barrel, and this deck was first created by a Korean player. I know this because June, our Korean caster down at the Korean desk, his clanmate was the first one to have single-handedly invented that and used it against the Grand Challenge decks, and it became really popular because it came out on records that he's winning 12 wins, every win in, every win out, and everybody tried to copy him from that, and it became a Korean deck that became worldwide famous.
Well, if you have 12 wins on Grand Challenge every single time, might as well use it for everyone. But if everyone's using it, who's going to take that 12 win now?
The one that uses it a little bit better. Come on, G-Club, we know this. Come on.
Yes, that's the math, right?
There you go. And we're going to look at this. Good defense once again coming from Lampo. He should do a pretty good job with this, but he didn't have any single damage. He could get it started with this graveyard now. Lampo's going to get started with it. Will he use the poison to supplement this push here? Not very good against the Lumberjack, to be honest. So it is a situation where Lampo has to hold on for now, and he's going to use the poison. Now he's going to use it, but not doesn't get very much value for it.
Seems like he was about to use it, but took too much time of thinking about it, and then he was a little late. I think he could have done at least a little more damage to the archer, but that's going to come in, destroying the cannon cart first. We're not really actually connecting any damage to the tower. We're going to overtime with 2,000 over HP on all 4 towers.
I mean, we were talking about this deck being so good against the Lava Loon deck, but I did forget to mention that what is not really good at. It is really bad at decks like this, where Morrison brings out, you bring a Lumberjack, all these bridge spam units. It's really tough to get your rotation back in time, and sometimes it's very difficult to win out against these decks. So let's see if Lampo has the courage to get it done. Not the easiest matchup for him.
A few shots connecting with the skeletons, but those arrows are taking a lot of the skeletons out. And it's going to be a scary thing with Graveyard. If it connects a lot, that's basically skeletons on range. They do so much damage, but Morrislin, he's got his own range with that lumberjack.
I mean, the worst part of this matchup for Lampo is that basically he has no good poison value. There's no minions, there's no goblin gang, nothing to really flimsy out all these pesky units, because there is no pesky units from Morrislin. It is all mid-tier units with mid-tier HP, so you're not going to get great poison value. That makes this matchup so hard for Lampo. We'll see if he gets done though.
Yeah, just getting poison value and winning with that, it seems a little too late already because we're in overtime. Not even 2 minutes left, but Graveyard connecting a lot of damage down to
10:43. Get the bar barrel to come here, and this magic archer almost did connect. It is going to be the cannon card that will be destroying out the magic archer, and still going to be moving through. The cannon card's moving on to the left side. It's going to just be left alone here.
Even with the raid, just a single shot from that Royal Ghost. Not too much damage taken for Lampo. He's going to connect with that Graveyard, the guns again.
Oh,
trapping all of them down with the tornado. Has to use
That's
that.
actually good, because that's going to keep the Baby Dragon in the tower range, and it's going to get multiple slaps through. And that will be 308 on the count now, and we'll see how we can come back from this. So Lampo doing a fantastic job with this deck already.
Seems like that's game unless something crazy happens right now with that rage, but already dropped right in the middle. Nothing really crazy happening. Battleman will be blocked by that. Cart on the left, seems like Lampo's waiting for that.
Ooh, this lumberjack
Defense first, and then he will have the poison plus few more damage.
Okay, just gonna leave the left side open. He's not even gonna think about defending that one, and still looking through all these damage opportunities. And look at this magic archer who was trying to penetrate through that ice wizard, is gonna get none of it because that baby dragon came there in time. And this might be the last push that wins Lampo the game here, because the skeletons are coming through, and it doesn't seem to be any good amount of defense. And he will take a couple of hits. That's going to be poison value away.
Exactly. And he was waiting for at least few connecting. There's a poison to end the game. And you have the battle ram, but the speed is not enough. The tornado for defense. And he's going to bring it back. We're tied 1-1.
Very nicely done by Lampo to win a matchup that is necessarily not too easy, playing with that graveyard deck. And it's going to bring this game 2 right back to even, and it's going to go to game 3 wondering which deck he should be using for the last one here.
The moment that Lampo didn't really have to use that Barbarian Barrel to defense, and he actually used that to pair up the best way. Pairing up to the Graveyard so the Princess Tower locks onto the Barbarian, and then your Skeletons basically do free damage. That's the best game you can have with that deck. And once he had actually made that switch into an offensive mode, Lampo got a lot more value.
Really did, and using the tornado at the right timing on offense as well. That was very impressive to use it right on that Princess Tower to reel all those enemies in, and it's going to allow the Baby Dragons to get a few shots in all the way through. Lampo did everything right and won that game 2 admittedly. We will see if this game 3 brings a win to either of these sides here, because it's looking like Lampo is feeling pretty hot after that one, and that oops coming from Lampo. I don't know what the oops is for, because he did the right play. What do you think? He made the right play, didn't he? I mean, just
I think that was just
guard.
not a mistake made by Lampo. A little bit of BM, I would say, actually.
Sure. Maybe putting an oops onto Morse, then saying, why did you summon the magic archer when I have the fire? You have the fireball.
Maybe he didn't want to use it yet, and he just threw that out. It hit the perfect target, at least.
It did. I mean, it's literally the most textbook play you could have made with a fireball onto the magic guard.
Sometimes you try to touch, but your palm actually connects and you shoot your own tower.
Oh.
That's the worst thing that can happen, but
that definitely did not happen. So we're very glad for that one. And looking at this now, the skeletons are going to be reaching towards these Royal Hogs, helping out with the minions, clearing them out. It's going to be allowing only 21-21 on the terms of the damage. And this Lava Hound going down very, very quickly. Lampo really wasting those 7 elixirs already.
And he does have to pair that up with the miner at least to do damage, but when the miner is even getting used, because he barely has anything ground once again with the guard, tombstone, that's it.
The bats are gonna get so much value here. G-Clev in 10:34, he has nothing.
This game's a really tough game for Lampo.
Yeah, I mean, you threw away that 7 elixir, but Lava Hound literally melting down to the Inferno Dragon, and then you automatically lose basically 7 elixirs right there.
It's very close to the first game where he just does not have too much anti-ground units, not the anti-air. So the Hogs at least connecting a few shots every single time.
Penetration.
Oh my.
That's it. Penetration coming from the Magic Archer in addition to the Royal Hog damage. And the Royal Ghost is full HP as it reaches the King's Tower. This is a disaster for Lampo. He has nothing right
Maybe this is what the whoops is about.
Maybe. I mean, he was kind of advancing his whoops over to the future.
Lavahound connected once again with the zap. He's getting the reset there, but this time Minor connecting some damage, but 20 seconds left only in this game.
That's it. I mean, you don't win this. If you're a Lampo, you've made too many mistakes in the early game, and nothing you can do now. Literally, you're not going to come back from this game. 1100 HP in 5 seconds on defense is not going to work out. And the luxury to stand out the Royal Hawks in front of your Princess Tower 2 on defense kind of shows you that Morris Lin, ever since that first 30 seconds where that first Lava Hound did get blown up, that became a very, very easy win for Morris Lin.
Yeah, that's it for HQ. They take the win. We're not going to that King of the Hill. And with Morris Lin coming back really strong against Lampa tonight, having some strong deck choices as well for himself, and also Lampa kind of trapped himself as well by bringing that Lava Hound deck once again.
Yeah, I mean,
big ceremonies, right?
Big ceremonies.
I'm back, guys.
Lampo's big anti-ceremony for him. He was just kind of looking at Morris and he was like, yeah, it was like, I know that feeling.
That's a 2-0. We actually did not have too many 2-0s in the last few weeks.
With Kicks, I mean, Kicks has been doing very, very well. I mean, it's really hard to see that Martin and Dio Stitch lost to 2v2 because literally, this is, I think, Dio Stitch's first loss ever in the season.
Yeah, Kicks they had a chance to actually climb up a little bit, but they're going to be dropping a lot more now.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like they are not going to that playoff, of course. Yeah.
I think it's too late.
That could have been of course, they're playing a lot more matches, but because of the standings, they're not going to get a chance.
I think they're going to get about 2 more matches after this. Going to get 1 today and probably going to get another one next week. But otherwise, and we are looking towards Kicks that did lose out HQ. Let's have an interview with them to see what they have to say.
First of all, congratulations to AHQ for winning this game.
对，那现在我们想要问一下 AHQ 的第一个问题哦，就是对于最近的比赛呢，因为你们之前在第一周嘛，那时候对上 Kicks 是落败的，好像还是2比0，蛮惨烈的落败。那这一次反而是你们成功的2比0，而对方对于这样有什么样的心得要跟我们分享吗？
我们很高兴，就是能赢回一把吧。毕竟 Kicks 特别是2v2没输过7杠0，那我们是第一支能打赢他们的队伍，我们很光荣。我为我们双打很光荣。对。
Actually, because Kicks is very good at 2v2 games and they always win. And this is the very first time for them to lose to other team, and we're proud of that to be the team.
好的，那我们现在问一下第二个问题哦，就是最近呢，我们刚刚看到选手名单上有一些不同的改变了。Morris Lin 跟康熙听说会回到队上，那请问对于这2名选手回到队上有什么样的一个，什么样的原因吗？
So for Morris and Kanshi will be back on the team. So any comment on that?
其实吧，就是因为也剩最后2周吧，就是想说他们要是有机会的话，就是让他们回来继续拼拼看嘛，因为毕竟我们就是要最后3场比赛。
Because we have only last 2 weeks, so we're thinking that okay, maybe they can come back to the team and give it a try, and that's what we're thinking about.
OK， 那我们现在问一下最后一个问题哦。本来想说是 Morris Lin 回答，那现在最后一个问题的话呢，就交给 Morris Lin 了。就是你们对于最近的季后赛有没有特别的准备呢？因为只剩下最后2周的时间了，有没有机会抢进季后赛的名额？
Last question goes to Morris, and because only 2 weeks away for the playoff, any preparation for the playoff? What kind of preparation did you make for your team?
我觉得我们还是很有机会进季后赛，因为我们队伍不管是双打还是单打的实力都非常好，然后我们训练也非常有规模，所以我相信我们能越来越好。
Basically, I have every confidence on our team. Either for the 2v2 or 1v1, we have quite a harsh drill and very challenging. So I'm quite confident about that.
好的，那最后一样是感谢。
Okay, so that's the end of the interview. And,
Seems like that's it.
Master Hong was in very deep agreement for everything that Morrison said. You see how
Seems like he was very expressive in that interview.
He was very accepting of Morrison's comment. I did not hear what he said because the translation got cut off and we were back on screen, even if the translation wasn't over. But we do get a kind of an idea that AHQ is putting pretty happy about this.
Yeah,
But
they got their revenge win. That's all that matters.
you know what? That's what it is. Series 1 AH gets the revenge win against Kicks, but we're going to go to a short break, guys, and be back with the second series of the day. We're going to have Bren Esports and Chaos Series come back with this one. So stay with us, guys. We'll be right back. Well, hello, guys. That was a short break.
Yeah, that was a short break, and we did not move an inch.
No, they told
We could
us
have been
one.
we could have been on the camera for another 30 seconds.
We
and-
could have, and it would have been exactly the same. They told us 1 minute break, and I was actually 30 seconds. That was a short break, guys, but we're back. We're back with the second series. We're getting ready to start very soon. Bren Esports going up against Chaos Theory, because Chaos Theory is the team that recently jumped themselves up to first place, with Bren Esports kind of losing that momentum, almost reaching first place, but didn't have quite enough.
Yeah, and Chaos Theory actually defeated Bren Esports last time. Let's see if Bren Esports actually are able to get that revenge match just like the first match. If not, we'll lose both times back to back to another team.
I mean, losing is important, but at the same time, you're losing points, and that's going to put Bren Esports way below Chaos Theory when you're trying to catch back up to make it to the playoffs, being the first place team up. So, okay. Yeah, it seems like Jai did not want to partake in that ceremony.
Or he missed his timing.
Maybe. It's one of the two. One is very friendly, one is very unfriendly. But
Yeah.
we are going to be looking at them going up against Chaos Theory. JTV Careless, we're going to be going into 2v2 with Benzeridel, obviously back on that 1v1 with Ray Baggers once again. Still right at that coach's position as the fourth player.
He's not required. He doesn't even need to play because all the other members will take care of the entire match.
Even with the King of the Hills. Hey, we're not going to have Ray Baggers in the King of the Hills, please. Come on, these guys are so good. JTV and Careless, Benzeridel, all three of these players are so fantastic. Why have Ray Baggers in the lineup? Good for show.
Someone's really toxic today.
Oh, bye. I mean,
But
well,
both of the teams has straight up 2v2 members and 1v1 member. That's going to be what you see on screen basically, but really excited about the 1v1 matchup, MonoGP versus Benzeridel.
Yep.
That's going to be the big one.
these two players have been pretty well established as in their first season of CRL Asia, could we gonna mention, because both of these players were not participating in the season 1 of our CRL, but
They were not in the team, basically.
they were really not. And CRL Asia, this is the first season for them, but they both are looking like one of the premier players that we have in this league right now. But for the meantime, we are going to be focusing a little bit on 2v2, where JTV and Careless, they have a pretty good record online. JTV was 6-5, and Careless the 5-3. Has done pretty well for this team, but it seems like Bren Esports really wants to take them down with Jai and Noim Sai.
Because they have a previous record, of course, against Jai and Noim Sai, 2-1. And that was a win for JTB and Careless. So let's see if they can do it again. Actually, it seems like that was JTB with Benzeridel when they played that 2v2 first time. So it's going to be a different one, but they have had this duo for a long time now.
Yeah, Chaos Theory quickly found out that Benzeridel is a great 1v1 player.
Yeah, he's required for that 1v1.
Yeah. So they found that out pretty quickly, and this is the reason why they're at first place, because Benzeridel literally single-handedly carried this team to be the best team in Southeast Asia. We'll see what happens here, though. You get a pretty flimsy defense from JTV and Careless to start this game. That Royal Hogs with the bats really not taken care of.
It's over 2,000 damage.
And it's still ongoing, by the way. That one little piggy, it's still at it.
About to counter, here's a Prince. Zappies are slowing him down a lot.
That's a disaster. That is absolutely a disaster for JTB Careless. That golden push did just as much damage as done to one of the towers. That's been done by the Royal Hogs. And
The fireball came down a little earlier. I think even the Prince could have done damage. But
Sure.
maybe just low on elixirs there. It was close. This time they have the Infernal Tower, but it only locks onto one. Can't change it like COC.
COC. Good old COC. It's a great game. But it's not a great Infernal Tower on that one because it still allows
cannon cart.
all that damage to come through with that cannon cart connecting. And that will be first tower Giant Noise say. Pretty confident that they're going to win this one.
Yes.
How do you lose this one? You don't. I mean, look at that. That's
Speed. They have so much tempo, and
They-
Chaos Theory, they actually do not have too much defense. They have a fireball, but they actually use that already as an offensive tool. Seems like the game is going for one side.
Yeah. This is looking very one-sided. That fireball's great. It's gonna get the flying machine out of the way, but
That's just enough to do its job. Fireball against the flying machine seems always required almost. There's that E-Wizard to slow down the golem even.
always a great value when you can get the fireball onto the flying machine. So pesky on defense and offense, so.
This golem is basically a defensive golem here.
And it doesn't do much when the Royal Hogs are rushing in like that, but gonna get the fireball through. That's very important. We're
And
gonna get
that was required at the first moment of the game, but now they have it with the tower down and the second tower with 600 HP.
Okay, we're gonna be looking at this Prince that's been charging through. The tombstone will be there. And it's gonna be distracting this Prince continually here, and the Zappies doing a very good job stopping all these units from making its way forward. And once again, taking really little to no damage. 594 still left on that left tower, and that's more HP than the opponent's second tower, which is at 419.
Oh, man, the
and
golem
it's gonna
takes-
get much, much lower. That's the second tower. It's gone.
Yeah, the golem takes way too long. The speed and the cycle, really cheap, low cycles coming out from Giant Noem side has been just working out in this game. And Zappies, I think, was the MVP, stopping all the charge for the Prince and also slowing down the golems even more.
2 crowns to 0. That isn't a victory you are looking for if you're Giant Noise side. Complete domination up front, and it happened from the very first play of the game. The Royal Hogs with the bats and the miner on the right side. And Chaos Theory had the decency to put out a golem on the left side.
If you
Literally
have
the
that
worst.
combo to begin your 2v2, that's the perfect combo you do want to have. And that's a playmaking combo when your opponent does not have any defense against it. And that's basically it. Because Tornado's banned, they wish they had Tornado for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, we are looking towards the Giant Noise who just got that victory, but doing it again now.
No bats, no miner this time.
Good fireball.
What?
Does not get
Yeah.
the...
Does not get the flying machine,
No.
and it's not in range with the princess, so
The bats,
will
though.
actually do a lot.
The bats will destroy it, though. That's very important, but... Man, I mean...
But they got a lot more value by taking down the prince. That's what actually mattered a lot. This
these-
time it doesn't go directly to the towers, at least from beginning of the game. So the game's not destroyed at this moment.
Yeah. So, then you can just cycle the logs if you are a Giant Noise side. You're going to go for the cannon card and just go straight at it. And gonna go right for it. The miner will be coming in, and the guards will take care of everything here on the front side. But ZUS is taking care of everything from the back side now. The miner will go down. The Mega Minion will take care of the Ewers and still do decent amount of damage. But this golem is now ongoing. We'll see how much damage it can do in the end.
Very nice poison on top of everything. It's been dropped down, and even
Good
lightning
lightning.
taken out.
And there's no skeletons. It's going to be dying out to the poison there. And we are going to be looking at a pretty heavy push coming from JTV and Careless, but really well stopped here. Still takes a lot of damage from it, mind you, but it is going to be a pretty good defense nonetheless. And going to get down to already 3 digits here. And 885 on the right count. Going to see a pretty heavy push on the both sides opposing end. This miner is still very much at work once again.
That was a pretty good fireball, but still way too many units, and also the miner to take care of. So they are going to take some damage regardless, but they have to... Oh, that was a close one. As long as they connect their own golem with the damage, they should be good to go for this game.
Let's see this here. The Zap just taking care of the Mega Minion. So doesn't get a single swipe onto the tower, and we're looking at a miner coming from JTV and Careless, and the bats will take care of most of the things, but still looking towards a tower that is relatively healthy on the left side, still at 4 digits. Be about 1,000 HP, and 693 is the only thing that they really have to worry about if you're JTV and Careless coming from Chaos Theory.
Yeah, I think we're about to see the next set of hogs. Maybe it's set to just left tower, but it's still connecting a lot of damage with that E-Wizard last fireball, though.
It is 350 though, but it's
That's
Golem. Can he reach the tower in time though?
Zappies. 2 on the left, actually.
Oh, but 2 on the left is actually brilliant because it's going to
they
keep
have
them
the
alive.
tombstone.
And the poison missing out the Valiant as well because they know they can't poison the left tower right now. It's going to keep 2 Zappies once again further slowing down this Golem, and we will see this 156 go down with the fireball. So 5 more seconds, and it seems that Chaos Theory will get the lightning through. So I was kind of scared for a second there that we might just end with the Bren Esports victory.
Yeah, they had a few other tools to end the tower as well, but the lightning is a little overspent there. But let's see how we go, because Giant knowing side they did more damage already.
Gonna get all the Royal Hogs to the right side this time, and the fireball once again a pretty good value, but still takes pretty much a lot of defense and a lot of HP from that as we were trying to get the defense through it. Now, this Golem right in the pocket, can it connect through? The Infernal Dragon is already at the ready, and we will see what value you can get right here.
Oh, Cannon Guard straight to the tower. That's going to be tower down, basically.
That's it. Oh, God.
Golem's way too slow compared to the speed that they have. We felt this one at the first game, and then even the second one, they managed to bring it back, and that's a 2-0.
Good connection, good sneak play by Noah Aimside and Giant. To a point that I was even caught by surprise on that one. I didn't see the cannon gun. My eyes were so focused on the goal, and I believe that Chaos Theory was looking at the same thing, because you're focused on your offense doing so well and trying to get that poison down to the tombstone, anything to get the golem into the tower in time. But you know, when you're so focused on offense, you just lose track of that cannon card that could come in the pocket.
That play was made a lot in
did.
this season, actually, to end the game just like that. Kind of like when you have something like a bandit to actually charge straight into the tower and just finish the game. You have to think about it all the time. And when you don't really have the units to drop down because you spent everything for your own attack, I think that was literally what happened there.
It catches the players off guard every time, and it did it again. It caught me off guard. I'm sure it caught Jai, and not Jai, but JTV and Careless off guard. And we are going to be looking towards Manong GP to see if he can continue on the records that we saw from Giant No instead of picking up that set 1 victory. But his opponent is Benzeredo, and he hasn't lost much 1v1 so far. Only 2 losses throughout the entire season. 6-2, what a great record for him.
Yeah, 6-2, that's set score, not game score, guys. King of the Hill, it's game score, but for 1v1 and 2v2, those are set score. So having
Incredible.
a lot of wins there for himself.
Yeah. And we will see. Manong GP has what it takes. He's a great player. I mean, you can't never take anything away from him, even if Benzeredo is the talk of the town. Manong GP has one very, very important game.
Yeah, they actually
for
faced
Bren
against
Esports.
each other once in the King of the Hill. Just one single game because it's King of the Hill, but actually, Manong GP won. Just with one game. I believe that's the game where he just had... I think that was the game with the Hog Rider. He started with the cycle.
Well, we are going to be looking towards a Lava Hound deck from Manong GP, and only the Ice Whiz to cover for defense, and we will see if that's going to be more than enough here, because we are going to look at this Tombstone that will be zapped away. The Infernal Dragon did a very good job of melting that away, and this Lava Hound is still at it, and this Miner's coming through, and this Poison, it's going to be pretty good to get the Lava Pups away, but seems like the desperate measure, as it's really allowing the Miner to get more damage here.
They're still connected. The first few shots from the pup, and a lot of damage there.
It's just a tile away from that poison. If he placed that 1 tile higher, he would have got the Miner and probably mitigated a few more hits from that. So a little bit of mistakes coming in from Benzeredo. He already calls it GG, and we know what that means.
He calls GG and then he wins. That's what he wants to have.
We've seen it
here.
happen before. We've also seen a situation where Benzeredo literally calls the GG and literally loses the game, and he feels that this event that he just got from that play, from that Miner, might have been the minor of the differences that may just affect the entire game. But we'll see if that does indeed happen. The Fireball will come through. The Lava Pups is going to be connecting onto the tower, and the Baby Dragon can do only so much here. And ooh, is Cannon Card connecting?
I don't think so.
It is.
It is.
It definitely is.
Okay, it was not even in the structure mode. Okay, it was certainly in range because there was nothing else on the ground. He says good game, but seems like that is almost going towards the other good game here.
Maybe he's just saying good game because he won. Well played is gonna be the comment from Manon GP. Well played by Benzerito. Is that just BM at this point? Because he didn't play that well.
I think because well played is right above good game. I think he wanted to
so it's an
spam
accidental,
well played.
accidental BM.
Yes.
Okay. all right, I get you on that one, Ziegler. We'll get the live detector on you pretty soon on that one. But we are going to be looking towards another good push by this Lava Hound. Of course, there's no Infernal Dragon on Benzerito's deck. Slow down this push. And
yeah, he's got to do it now. Only 30 seconds left in this game.
Okay. We don't see the balloon yet, but Manon GP. But we might need to see it very, very soon because he needs a lot of damage in 15 seconds. I don't think he's going to get with the few of the spits that are going to be coming from the Lava Hound. Not very likely.
Shipping damage with the Fireball as well, so it's going down to 600 level, but seems like that's game with the Tornado pull. Princess Tower still stands with 676. Wow. That's GG.
We call it a good game, Benzerito, and this time he means that he wins. So, really difficult to kind of make out of what that GGs mean for Benzerito. Every time and now that he just posted out there on this comments, but Benzerito gets that game 1 victory, even though he was looking far, far behind in the matchup. And when you talk about this Graveyard deck doing well against a Lava Hound deck, it does well once again.
Yeah, it's basically this kind of matchup so many times right now, because not just in Southeast Asia, it has been a very trendy one all around the world, but still, this matchup is just with those two decks. Cannon Card cannot be stopped too easily. You just have to have guards all the time.
See the smiles coming in from Manon GP after he sees the emotes from Benzerito. I would have to say Benzerito has pretty decent emote game. He does pretty well.
All that psychological warfare in that emotes, yes.
But Benzerito brings a different deck this time. It has the Miner in the mix, and I think that this is just another Lava Hound deck. But it has a Cannon Card. This is weird.
I think he had the Miner last game too.
I don't.
He started with the Miner.
Did he?
Yes.
Okay, so he has a pretty interesting deck, and okay, I'm kind of having a tough time making out of what this deck is.
As the Rage will speed up the Battle Ram with the Rage, so but Tornado just keeping outside. So no charge directly onto the tower.
Yeah. Oh boy. This is a situation that you're not really preferring if you are Manon GP. Of course, you're trying to get the defense through, and you see the same deck that you saw from the last game, but don't know basically how to best handle this because Manon GP has the Battle Ram deck with the Lumberjack inside it. And
he needs to get massive value before he puts that down, making sure it connects. The Rage is on the Inferno Dragon. Oh my goodness! Ice Wizard can slow it down, but still on Rage?
Oh my word!
We do not see that in competitive too many times.
That's a
rare one.
That's a Dunzo moment if you are Benzerito. Can he come back from this one though?
Oh, he can always trade better. The Miner would come with the Cannon Card, but Ice Golem. He's going for the second one because he's so far ahead in this game.
Oh my.
And he will get the second one with the Barbarian just cleaning up basically.
What's the point of the Tornado? You just opened up the King's Tower anyway, so. That might be a real GG if I've ever seen one.
That's a real GG.
That's a real GG.
That's a real GG.
Oh boy.
And
Jacob, when you get into this situation, what do you do with your phone?
I emote.
You emote, okay. Your emote.
Oh, that's the Fireball to end the second tower.
That's done. That's an end game.
35 seconds. Let's see Benzer. He does have the secret Cannon Card with a few of the connections. It could happen where he does a lot more than 2,000 damage in 20 seconds.
In 20 seconds, you're saying?
It's possible when he has another Cannon Card to the Pocket Cannon Card.
Okay. We'll see if it happens, though. The Miner is definitely not going to get 2,000 damage. We all know this, and it's going to get only about 150 in total. 10 seconds.
Okay.
1870.
Now I would say there's no way.
This is a done game. Yeah, GG on this one. And that's Manon GP taking up this game too. And Benzerito getting crushed in the most extent of that definition.
That was
crushing.
I think he had the ice And I think he sent the miner right before that Inferno was about to connect and the Lumberjack went down.
Yeah.
And that's why he was actually lacking elixirs. And miner, of course, will not do as much.
Woo! Yeah. I would just say that, you know, if the graveyard deck worked so well for you last game, why not use it again if you're Benzeriddle? And thumbs up getting played by Mainland GP Benzeriddle. And gonna start this third game. Mainland GP now has a chance to end this another series in a 2-0 win.
We'll see as he brings his own miner this time.
Okay.
Dark.
Benzeriddle, it could be anything here. It could be another graveyard deck. It could be the same mining deck that he brought last time around. The mining deck definitely did not work out for him.
Or he could just be a golem deck that he pushes with the prince and the miner doing the most damage.
With a tombstone, you say?
No, I'm talking about Manon.
Oh, Mainland
here,
GP?
yeah.
I thought you were talking about Benzeriddle. It's like, yeah, but we are looking towards a giant, and maybe the double prince deck here from Mainland GP is what I'm probably guessing, but we get the miner here for Benzeriddle again. So he didn't think that the deck was the reason why he lost last game. We'll see if he can have more success with the same time around with game 2 deck that he did lose with previously.
Baren coming in, doing some damage, but it doesn't knock back anything, so it's going to be deleted. But this push is pretty heavy, even with that poison. It's going to get the value, but some damage taken already.
Look at this Mega Minion to get that last swipe before it dies out. It's going to be Mainland GP in pretty much the clear end. It's not going to be winning out in terms of HP, 5 HP behind, but if you look at the elixir count, pretty similar. I think 1 elixir advantage towards Mainland GP right now.
Okay, Benzeriddle, he just likes to spam good game all the time. We get it.
Yeah, so it has nothing to do with how his game's going right now.
Okay, double prince.
It is a double prince thing as we kind of expected with that giant summon, and we will see the continuation of all this. The miner probably will be back in cycle very soon. The fireball going towards the tombstone to make sure the giant isn't reeled in. Now, we can stop this giant. It's coming pretty fast.
Yeah, Barbarian deleted with that. With that princess charge onto it.
This doesn't look good. This does not look good if you are Benzeriddle. And on defense,
There's
this
one.
prince gonna get 2 spears onto it, and Lancers. 904 on the right side. Mainland GP, you're feeling incredibly comfortable. 30 seconds left in this game. Add 200 more to that with the fireball.
He's actually connecting the damage as well, so it's not bad of a trade to delete that tombstone because he wants to have that giant connecting.
And
And
then
cannon card, when it's defended like that all the time, he can't really
even the
have a good time.
giant. The giant helped out with that push. The giant cleared out the cannon card, and when you attack units with the giant, you feel pretty good. And you get the miner to continue on the damage here, just trying to get close to this fireball range. That's a great fireball value. Getting 2 units and the tower, and now there's gonna be 1 more fireball away, just cycling through Mainland GP. He has this game.
Yeah, exactly. And this push is just not as strong. The cannon card stopped with the E-Wizard just in time, so not going to
it's
have
gonna
that.
connect. It's gonna connect to the tower. This
Only
is very
few
important.
shots though, 800, and that's a fireball away.
Yep.
Mainland GP's got it. We're gonna see that fire.
Yep, that's
Landing
it.
on top.
Mainland GP wins the game and wins the set, then the series. That match point was very important for Bren Esports, and Mainland GP is gonna get that done against the very strong foe of Benzeriddle. And once again, we have another 2-0 defeat.
And a revenge for Bren Esports. They take their revenge once again. Seems like this is another trend we can actually continue on to the third match. Very quick games happening tonight.
Yeah, and we are looking towards Chaos Theory, who's at the top of the position, probably going to lose their position pretty soon if they keep losing games like this, because even against Bren Esports, who's not really at the top right now, I think the record-wise, they should be pretty similar now.
Yeah, let me actually just look it up because they were really close to the actual record.
Well, while you look at that, let's hear from the winners from Bren Esports to see what they have to say.
Here comes with the interview. First of all, congratulations to Bren Esports.
Thank you very much.
对，那我这边第一个问题呢，就想要来问一下 Bren Esports，因为 Chaos Theory 是一个很强的队伍，在最近也是连胜的状态。那你们是有没有在赛前做一些特别的准备呢？
And here comes the question that because Chaos Theory is a strong team and they have won matches one after another, did you make any preparation before this match?
I think we just did whatever we have done in the past few weeks and just further it. so that we can surpass them and their skills, so that we can take the top one as we did right now.
那基本上的话，其实就是跟延续之前我们所做的练习，然后持续的不断的练习，然后去研究相关的战术跟卡牌。那这也是我们为什么有机会能够看可不可以再往第一名前进。
对，那第二个问题的话，我想要请教一下，就是盲龙 Givi 这名选手，因为他刚刚在这个第2场的 set， 也就是 EV 的地方打得真的是非常的好。想问一下，他为什么说他可以在 EV 变得这么强的选手？有没有特别做哪一些练习呢？
The second question goes to Manon Jimby because you took down the the set 2, and we like to ask what kind of preparation or what kind of quality did you have or preparation for you to become that strong team player.
So ayun, nag-aaral ako ng iba't ibang deck plus inaral ko rin yung mga gagamitin na deck ni Benzer. Tapos yun ginawa ko nga, binan ko na lang yung best deck niya kasi para sa akin mas kakayanin ko si Benzer kapag wala yung best deck niya na Mortar. Yun lang.
Manong GP said that he played and learned various decks, and so as the opponent, he studied very well whatever Benzer is using. So he just banned out the best deck that Benzer can do, which is the Mortar deck, and secure the win.
那基本上，当然他就是好好的练习，然后研究对手他会出的一些卡牌跟牌组。那就像是这一次的话是Benzo Rido， 他其实研究出来他是相关的战术。那刚才用的就是迫击炮的部分，那也因此使用相对的牌组来取得他最后的胜利。
好的，那我们一样是感谢 Bren Esports 接受我们的赛后采访。我们先休息一下，进一段精彩 highlight 比赛。
Yep, that's it. Whenever I hear the team name mentioned, we're kind of idea that we're gonna go back on.
And
screen.
I did my math in that time.
What did you
And
do?
we actually have Bren Esports taking the first place for now,
Okay.
just by 1 set.
Wow.
If this match was actually a 2-1, they would have tied in set score even. But because it was a 2-0, Bren Esports they will surpass them for now.
And I believe the tiebreaker rules are applying the head-to-head
Yeah,
matches
they got
as
the
well.
revenge, so it is head-to-head
Even.
1-1.
Yes.
But because of set score,
Wow.
Bren Esports they will actually be first place. But they have one more match coming up right after.
That's
So
gonna be
they
the
gotta win
head-to-head.
that too.
That's gonna be the head-to-head to decide it all, because if they end up with the same amount of wins and losses in the end of the season, and the one who wins that next matchup will pretty much decide everything.
Well, we'll see about, because after the set count it goes to game counts, and then I think we go to crown counts. And I can't
Let's hope
do
we don't
math.
get there.
I can't go that far. This is my limit. Math score, set score. Okay.
The math score, as in looking at the +2 and the +1, and you can tell that the 2 is greater than 1. That's
Mhm.
great math for you, J. Clef. You know,
I majored in math for a reason.
that's good. And you know what else is good is that we still have one more series left for you guys. So one more quick break. We're gonna be back with Bren Esports going up again, this time against Kicks, to see if they can get another victory to further cement their spot at first place. We're going to find out that in a short break, guys. We're going to be right back. Welcome back everyone to CRL Asia Season 2. We're here for the final series of the 9. It's been a quick night, we have to say. 2-0, 2-0 is all over for our first 2 series of the night. But the 2 teams that were involved in these 2 wins are back here again, because Kicks, coming from the first series against AHQ, is going to be facing up against Bren Esports from the second series to see what happens.
It's going to feel like a winner's match of tonight, basically. Let's see who's the best of the first day.
Yep.
Week number 9, because they have been pretty solid, and 2-0 happening over and over.
But we have to mention that Kicks actually lost to HQ.
Oh, yes.
So we will see.
Thanks for correcting me on that.
But it is Bren Esports. They're the winners. So can they continue to be winners? It might be the morale of the story, because Giant inside, they're back at 2v2, and Mainland GP, they probably just had the shortest. I told you, JTV just does. Jai just doesn't want to do that celebration. He doesn't want to do it. It's not that he missed it.
Well, as long as he has a synergy with Noam Sai on that 2v2, I think it's all good.
He sure did in that second series. So, you know, we're coming to the third series. And Kicks, coming off of a loss, I think they want to try to find some wins, because that first series, it wasn't the most convincing. Basically, DL Stitch losing his first ever 2v2 in his career. That's very important, because we're going to get them back against Giant who's very formidable in their duo, just banning out the Tornado and the Miner for that 2v2. But on the GP, he's going to ban Warner against anybody now.
Against Lampo, I think it's a smart choice to just go against that, because that has been the card that he has used a lot in history.
Yeah.
And banning the P.E.K.K.A seems like he might just go something with the Giant that we have seen before.
Or Golem.
Yeah, the Golem's a pretty solid one. It's slow, but it does the job.
We're looking at another big deck opportunity for Lampo, but we always do get focused on 1v1, don't we? Too much, because
2v2, anything can just happen.
I mean, we ban out the Tornado, we ban out the Miner.
So there's a Poison, but this time the Giant Skeleton's available with that Royal Giant now.
Yep.
So that's going to be the one, and we're talking about Southeast Asia. That seems very likely to have that for 2v2.
And also the Golem available. That means that that's going to be very good to play, especially for Giant if they ban out the Tornado. That's what they're going to be looking for. The Royal Hogs are still here, so typical stuff that we usually expect out of a 2v2 match. The majority of it is all here. So.
And then the next one will be the Lava Hound that we see a lot from these 2, Giant side especially.
Yeah, we're going to look at Martin and DL Stitch. You see that first L being recorded for DL Stitch. That's the first one that he ever recorded with him and Martin doing this dual format. And 2v2, they've been looking extremely strong for the entire season, and they take their first defeat today. Will they take their second? Let's find out.
And in the first 2 weeks, Bren beat Kicks with a 2-0 clean victory one a long time ago. So there's another revenge to be taken for Kicks here.
Well, there was Dylan in that lineup before that happened, so...
Well, he doesn't have his uniform today, so he's not playing.
So if he had the uniform, he would be playing, but he forgot, so he can't play. So that's the only reason. That's the only reason that Dylan's not playing, by the way, dear guys. There's no other specific reason that we want to mention.
Battle Ram.
Fireball? That was a weird fireball by Montana.
Hey, at least it didn't activate the King Tower, okay?
It could have been worse, actually, you know.
It happens a lot in 2v2. But, of course, we're talking about very high competitive levels here.
The Royal Hogs, no tombstone for this one. Ooh, that fireball. If it got the Dark Goblin with it, that would have been nicer.
Yeah, but it was going to be hard to actually catch everyone. But that's not too bad to spend. Just 2 shots from the Dark Goblin, that's it.
Now, this Inferno Dragon is actually connecting onto the P.E.K.K.A, it seems. And you see the Ewiz is trying to stop the plays through, and this Golem once again can be stopped very, very well. So we did predict that with Giant that banning at the Tornado that they might bring a Golem deck in. Indeed, they do. So we are going to be looking towards Giant going the defense this time around against this Battle and the Dark Prince, who now has this push coming up forward. A nice Ice Golem to drag the Dark Prince away.
They take a few shots, actually down to 1670. Martin Diostis, they are barely scratched, even with the big Golem attack.
Okay, we're going to be looking at another Royal Hog rush both sides. And this Dark Goblin is being a nuisance all the way through. You just can't target both of the things at the same time.
4 shots here. And that's very annoying every single time. That's
It's
a lot of
damage.
A lot of damage taken all the time. And it actually shoots at least 2 times with 1 HP left onto the Princess Tower because it shoots so fast.
Really does.
They do not have a tombstone.
Oh.
They do not have it right now. So they're defending a
Oh.
lot. They spent a lot of spells, and that Electro Wizard is going down from the Barbarians too.
Yeah, and we are going to be looking towards this Infernal Dragon that's having a tough time connecting to the P.E.K.K.A is exactly what they're wanting, but this Golem is getting nowhere here, Chiclem, and this Dark Goblin on Special Forces duty all by himself now gets logged away, but still going to be very, very good defense with not much available for Joy No Inside now.
Nice fireball there. That's got to be just
Ooh, that
handheld every single time.
It gets no penetration?
Yeah, it's hard against the guards. You don't know which one's going to come first. Sometimes just onto luck in that case.
There you go, and we're going to see this Battle of Connect. The Prince is right here. The Tombstone's going to be right there for him, and we're going to see it connect right to the Tombstone in time, and but really not really going anywhere after that one.
Yeah, because they spent a lot, and so they're going to drop the balloon, go for the surprise attack on the left tower now, but
The
Inferno Tower just
God.
as a defensive tool. Seems like it's a lot less powerful, but nice fireball.
But it's not going to get anywhere here. The Snowball will take care of all things, and this Golemite is now reaching into the tower and wondering what it can really do. This E-Wiz is going to be stopping the Infernal Dragon from play. These Royal Hogs are now rushing in.
Yeah, there's no fireball right now,
And
so
no
they need to use
Tombstone.
something else.
You got to think about anything you can do to stop this play here, and this Fireball coming out the other end. Then going to look at the Magic Archer. It doesn't get penetration damage again, and that's going to be a problem for them in the meantime. This balloon coming from the hot right now from the
The
flash.
poison is going to get the Dark Goblin as well. Infernal Dragon locks onto the balloon, but it takes some time. Good knockback.
Good Snowball, and with those 2 elixirs, you get a lot of value right there. And we're going to be moving on with another counter offense. We thought this game would end pretty soon here, concerning the HP was pretty low on both towers, but it is going to prolong just a little bit here.
Still 1,000 plus on both. Of course, the Golem hot drop there with the Graveyard. Let's see how they defend against this one. They should have poison coming soon.
Okay, we're going to get the Snowball and the Fireball to get rid of the E-Wiz, but the Graveyard mixed in with the Golem deck. And you see the Dark Goblin is doing an immaculate amount of work, just trying to swipe up all those units out there coming from the ground up. And we're going to see this 594 stay in here, and this 1036 from the left side, Giant and North side. How long can it stay alive here? Because it's still looking like the damage is now going to be ongoing.
With Fireball, they have the mini P.E.K.K.A. The charge was almost too close on that with the zap, just stopping it near perfect time. But the guards coming in. Barbarian actually got a few hits onto the tower.
Yeah, the Barbarian connected onto the tower. That's very important. Now we're going to be looking at this balloon.
Offensive poison with the Graveyard.
Yeah, we're going to see this come here. The poison will be here for a time. And look at this. So
One more shot
close. 61. You got to have 61.
That's the game with the log.
That's it. Yep, that's it. And 127 is all they had left to share in. Martin and Stitch, they're not going to take 2 losses in a single day here. They're really here to play and once again get another win that is so casual for them.
Wow, that was actually brilliantly done. Drawing out the poison so that their Graveyard is so much more effective.
Yeah.
And having the hot drop Golem, and then dropping down the Graveyard at the same time, making it really hard to make the decision for Martin and Stitch. Which one do we actually defend against? The Golem's coming, Graveyard, the skeletons are connecting very soon.
That's a very, very close game that we saw, but it is going to be Giant Noise picking up that game 1 victory. So can Bren Esports do it again? And Martin and Stitch, they're on the brink of losing 2v2 sets in a single day. And what a tragedy that will be for them, for a duo that has not lost a single 2v2 for the entire season.
Yes. They had 7 together, but they could be going down to a downfall. Lava connecting once again.
Oh,
There's
that is
Graveyard,
an early Graveyard. They have a second poison for Martin and Diostis, so this Graveyard will not be too much of a difference.
Actually not doing anything at all other than no real connects on that Graveyard.
Mostly from the poison itself that did most of the damage onto that 2184, but we're going to be looking towards another Infernal Dragon that probably will go down very, very soon here. And this Mega Minion and this Balloon now is going to be starting up the chart. And we will see what happens from this. The E-Wiz clearing it out all the aspects. And this Balloon will drop its bomb right at the bomb tower. And look at this. Mini Pekka running through. Will it make it?
Not in time as the guards come in. And the Tombstone to drag it even further away. Less than 100 damage taken now. The guard's actually connecting few, but that's it. What seems like a really big attack. It's well defended by Martin and Dio Stitch there.
At the same time, Giant on inside probably reeled up a lot of elixirs there from that defense. And they get the couple of spits by the Baby Dragon. It's going to get it down to 1946 and slightly on the lead. Going to see another Lava Hound push. You can see the guards just distract this Infernal Dragon while the bats are going to slightly take it away. Look at the Valkyrie here. We'll see what happens from it through, because this poison is going to be great value. Getting so many units up close, and these double Infernal Dragons is going to be pretty hurtful after that one.
They're going to be gone with extra poison coming down here. As the Electro Wizard could counter them as well, but still a lot of laser drills through. It goes down as well.
We're going to be looking at another Lava Hound, and this Mini Pekka is going to be jumping up the bridge, and I'm sure the guards will be there. Yes, it will be, and Giant on inside. It's going to be there for defense, but what did he have to defend against this Balloon? Now it's going to be entering on both sides now.
But the Baby Dragon will be the defense. There's a lightning spell and the Graveyard poison counter coming down. Everything put down right now with the poison, but the Balloon connecting at the bottom.
Yep, and that is going to be Martin Stitch getting the first tower so easy with that Balloon finally connecting in. We're going to be looking towards that 1093 up top to see if Giant and Noem Sai have what it takes to knock it down in a matter of 10 seconds.
And in that 10 seconds, I don't think they have enough to actually get it back. We're going to have 1-1 tied. I actually did not see exactly when that Tombstone was deployed on the map. I guess it was a little too late to get the drag onto the Balloon.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Martin and Stitch is not going to let this go so easily. And they're going to make sure they don't lose two 2v2 series in a single day here, G-Club, because that's very important for the morale of this duo, which has been performing so well for many months now, to really not fall down in these last few weeks.
The Lightning at that air fight when they had Lava Balloon and I believe the Mega Minion from the bottom and the Baby Dragon at the top. But the Lightning actually changed everything in that fight. Pretty nicely handled, taking down the Balloon of the opponent, making sure you have a good drag.
It was a lot closer than the first game, but in the second game, that was a little bit one-sided. So we are going to be looking to this game 3. Will it be one-sided onto either side? Because it is now back to set point where the winner of this will very much collect the one win that is so valuable for this 2v2 set.
And the Pekka already dropped against the Golem, so that's a good counter. Poison dropped everywhere around that graveyard.
All festive poison, defensive poison, you name it, it's all here.
Little skellies, they don't survive on that poison poorly.
Let's get the Pekka to swipe down the Golem. Even the Golemites in time. The explosion did not happen in front of the tower, so keeps the tower very healthy on the left side. And this Fireball does a pretty good job.
That was a little early Fireball, actually. Got the drag from the Whale Hogs with that Tombstone, but the Fireball is a little too early. Missed on a lot of those Hogs.
Yeah, missed 2 Hogs if I have to be correct with each other, but you're going to be looking at this guard. Very good job of defending against this Dark Prince. And looking at another series of Royal Hogs that will be chopped down by this Mini Pekka, and it's going to get a couple damage through, but it was a heavy investment from the side of Noem Sai and Jai on that defense.
And they have a lot of single-handed units. Against the guard, it's really hard to break through. That's why they have the Dark Prince instead. With the Prince, they want to forge their own attack, but next one is not going to line up because they just used it now.
It's not going to survive to the tower, as we're going to see Wiz clear that away. And looking at the Giant Noem Sai with another Golem push, and going to be countered by the Pekka from Martin and Dio Stitch. We'll see what this leads to.
Even the Ice Golem before, so that the Electro Wizard actually does not connect to the tower. There's a push now happening.
Wow, Golem and Balloon deck. So this is something we see every time and then, but it is a very rare deck that we see. But this Balloon is still ongoing, and it's almost going to get to the Infernal Tower. And we're going to see it explode right on there. So these Royal Hogs 8 of them.
Double.
Now going to be roaching on, trying to get to these towers in time. Even that mini P.E.K.K.A. having a hard time, but it does get pretty good value out of all that, to be honest.
Some damage connected because even without that fireball, because it was just used 10 seconds ago. But nice defense from Giant Louis side. They had log at least to go against all those 8 hulls.
Yeah, look at this. The Prince is going to be charging onto the Dark Prince, and we'll get the knock away as we're going to see another balloon from Giant inside, but the Infernal Tower is there once again. And even this golem is going to be melted down, and nothing for it to do. This balloon is still ongoing. Will it get to the tower? It doesn't.
So that's explosion damage with the bomb dropping there. Down to 1300. Their graveyard is the main problem with where it just forces out a poison. It doesn't really connect any damage when it's their win condition, literally.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at the logs happening through, and these piggies having a tough time against the skeletons. And now it's going to start to get some damage on 1467, but we're going to see a pretty hot drop with this golem. Now with this balloon, I'm sure the Infernal Tower will come, but can this balloon be stopped on every one of these pushes?
See balloon pretty healthy still. It's
Yeah.
going straight to the tower
That's
now.
a connect. That's a connection.
With their own poison.
That is almost a connection
Just-
and does get the zap through in time, but these graveyards are doing so much of work when you're on the opposing side. That is going to be a spell away. A log, one more,
Yes,
and
a
that
log
is
will
going to be
finish it.
easy for Giant Annoying side. And they're going to be picking up the 2-0 victory. And
2-1.
2-1, yes, 2-1. We're correcting each other all day today, but it is going to be Bren Esports.
We're going pretty fast with those 2 zeros, yes.
Oh yeah, but 2v2 sets. Dios and Martin Dios and Martin, and these guys lose again.
They're back to back in just a single day. That's a tough
single day.
for them right now.
Oh man, I mean,
Lampo's got to bring it back. He has a chance.
he has, but you know, Lampo didn't win against Morslin, not
Well-
even Master Hong.
Well, we saw the decks.
Yeah, I
we
know.
talked about the counters already. Yes.
First
so
game.
this better deck choice, I think, could help him a lot winning the later games.
And Lampo doesn't have the mortar, because that's one of his favorite cards
Yes.
that he likes to play, but
Mhm.
Manon GP banned that out, so all in all, if Bren Esports wins another one, that's a huge boost for them. That's going to put them securely up on that top place in Southeast Asia.
They will actually have match win more than Chaos Theory, who they were actually up on top at the beginning of today.
HQ won their game today, so they're a little bit closer to that second place spot.
Oh,
but
yes.
for that first place, that is going to be wholly decided on this game alone. Bren Esports, if they win another one, especially Manon GP winning against Lampo, that will provide such a luxury for Bren Esports for the rest of that 1 week remaining situation for them.
Seems like the 2v2 duo is actually having a tough time, or maybe just looking at the screen.
Oh, they're smiling. No, they're having a great time actually. Smiling, so we were kind of worried about their emotional state, but seem to be all right.
Well, let's go in. Lampo against Manong GP seems like he's got a better deck this time. With the P.E.K.K.A. ban, we could just smell that giant double prince happening.
Or the golem. Could be either one. But we are going to be looking towards Lampo to see what he plays out.
Or is
Definitely
it going to be the barbarian hut?
Does he have the lock bait?
Oh, he doesn't have the mortal, which is compiled with that rascal a lot of time for
Expo, maybe?
Lampo.
Expo?
It's possible.
That might be an Expo deck?
With the Inferno Tower? It may actually just be a barrel. Barrel play.
Yeah,
But
lock
with
bait.
with the tornado out here.
Skeleton. This is baffling. Royal Hogs. In the end, that was Royal Hogs deck.
And with the giant Manong GP, seems like he does not have the tornado in this deck. So not a bad one. He will at least get some damage lined up.
And the Dark Prince had a tough time targeting those skeletons because they died before he started. Just whacking them with his hammer. Nothing coming through, and this rascal is taking care of all the damage towards this Dark Prince. And this giant, once again, not going to be able to connect. Only get one punch.
One punch is maybe just enough, but the counter attack is coming, and the World Ghost hits straight to the tower just twice.
The Mega Minion seems more tankier than you think, and you're gonna be looking at Manong GP, who could have taken a lot more from that. Gonna be bound to 1487. Star Prince once again does a very good job against the Royal Hogs, but is not gonna completely mitigate them as he takes another heaps of damage. 956 on the count now.
I believe with this deck, I believe he does have the Fireball, but he wants to line up with the Dark Prince, actually trading the damage for himself and making an offensive Fireball move now.
What he's opting for here, this Royal Ghost, he can't let that connect onto the tower this time around. Let's see the charge come through. Oh, it made the sound, but it did not get the charge.
Yeah, I think he was pushed back. Maybe that's what made it happen. We heard the sound, of course, that's the charging sound, but certainly we saw the damage not going in.
You can see the Dark Prince once again trying to stop the damage through and not going to use the Fireball defensively. And we're going to keep that tower at bay, 400.
Every single time it's going in, and Lampo's taking that advantage, huge. There's that Magic Archer onto the other side, so that's great defense too.
Okay, if you look at this Dark Prince, that's going to be trying to charge in. Still gets one punch through, sends out the Royal Hogs on defense. I don't know if he's going to be regretting that one a little bit later in this game, because they're going to get it down to 198, and does Lampo have a Fireball or any type of mid-tier spell? Because that one last unrevealed card, that will be the Fireball. And that will be Lampo finishing out this game using the Fireball only once throughout the game. And that is going to be good enough to take that 198 HP down in Lampo in game one.
Yeah, Manong, even though he had the Fireball, he wanted to go a little more aggressive with that spell, taking out a lot of units with the Rascals, the Skeletons, the small ones out there. But didn't really get him too much value even with that offensive poison. So as a counter-attack from Lampo, Royal Hogs doing much more scratching every single time, and eventually it was a tower down.
I mean, you were probably looking at Manong GP very much trusting his Dark Prince to take care of the Royal Hogs every time. And a little bit he got betrayed on the backside because it didn't do as well on defense, because it still took out a couple hundred damage each time the Royal Hogs came through.
And then his own giant with the Prince pushing. Against Inferno Tower, it was a tough one without any lightning spell or anything like that. It's really hard to pull that off, even though it's a lot more used in 1v1 nowadays. It's still a little hard. There's a good defense.
This is a Royal Giant deck from Lampo.
Yeah.
And with the Furnace and with the guards, this definitely looks like a Royal Giant deck. We'll see what happens here.
You can pair that up continuously. We've seen the variation with some mini P.E.K.K.A.s in this deck as well.
Yeah.
So mini P.E.K.K.A. in the front, and then when he's up against something like the Skeletons, the Fire Spirits take all of them out.
Yep, the Royal Giant is coming from the back of the King's Tower, and we're going to be looking at this. Can it reach the tower in time, though? A lot of events, elixirs being invested. We're going to see this Hunter do a very, very good job with the Fire Spirit. What a great defense if you are Lamp on that one.
A lot more saved. You just saved 2 elixirs on that.
Only if the Infernal Dragon died out in 0.1 second earlier, that would have been that one last tick that literally took out basically a third. Yeah, third of the HP.
That's crazy amount of Infernal damage. Why they're always getting blocked onto the same side? Because he's sending it over there because just in case of a
tornado,
any knockback or a tornado.
Tornado will be crucial to open the King's Tower if you're trusting your damage. But this balloon will be coming through. Good lightning. That does a very, very well job. And you're going to see this Mega Minion take care of both of the aspects. And it's a very good value. 3 elixirs right there for Lampo.
He's got the explosion damage in there, so not too bad of a trade. As long as it connects, as long as Manong GP connects his some damage every single time. It seems alright, but the Fire Spirits and Furnace, they're actually working very against the minions on top.
And the balloon too. I mean, whenever the Hunter comes in and the Fire Spirit is there, it's going to add on to the damage. You see this once again. The Hunter will be coming, that Mega Minion will be right here. And this Fire Spirit, while we were talking about this being so important, it's going to be just enough to make sure that the balloon doesn't reach the tower.
Oh. That was actually a close one. I'm pretty just amazed that Lampo didn't even do a thing, knowing that it was going to go down before.
Second Royal Giant just up the bridge, and
with the Hunter behind, that's a really strong attack.
But the Mega Knight will be right here, and it was trying to get out all the units in time. And this is a heavy,
How does it block it now? It doesn't have a Furnace right now to block it.
That's a yikes moment right now, and we're gonna look at this Mega Knight. Kind of gets stand right all the way through, and it's gonna connect, and it's gonna have the miners connecting all the damage to it. This miner just might be enough, but that balloon connects on the left side. But who's gonna get the first tower? We don't know, but it's gonna be good enough either way. And Manong GP comes back from that one. The balloons were never connecting, but it kicks that big push with that Mega Knight in the end. Gets the game to victory.
Yeah, that final push from Lampo with that Royal Giant spammed on the bridge. That was the last try that he wanted to have, but the Mega Knight just dropping on top, which was hidden the entire game, changed the entire, basically the entire trend of how the game was going. Sometimes that helps a lot in that 1v1, but you just have to use it when the time comes.
Yeah, the flow has absolutely halted in favor of Lampo because woo, I mean, after he won that game one, he was feeling pretty confident that he was going to win that game too. Now that he lost that game too, I wonder if he has the confidence.
Trying the Hogs once again. About 500 damage.
He's saying that if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but this is a fixable because he hasn't used 3 muskets in the last game, but you see the skeleton do a pretty good job, but at the same time, those 2 muskets took a lot of damage from that Royal Ghost.
And this actually is really good. You can actually split up the damage. Real push is coming from Manong.
Oh, it's gonna get the charge. It's gonna get the charge. So, the Hunter will do a pretty good job. This penetration damage now coming through for this Magic Archer. And we'll get it down very low here. And gonna have another Royal Ghost charging up the right side. No defense from Lampo. No defense. This is crucial when you have the Royal Hogs as your only resort to defense against the Royal Ghost. You're having some problems, real serious problems for Lampo.
He had some spells in his hand. I believe both of them. That's hidden with the question marks right now, but just not the best one against Royal Hog.
This is bad. The cycle is absolutely screwed for Lampo right now because 788, and he has to send out the Hunter against the Lumberjack. You're seeing problems right here and right now.
Those spells are not going to help him too much in this game.
Yikes.
Yes, when you have to stop those fast attacks, sometimes maybe if you have 9 elixirs, you can drop the 3 Musketeers. But when you do not have it...
Oh, the log. That
actually pushed him inside.
Just good enough.
Which is still no charge.
Sure. Skeletons here and this Magic Archer going at it again. The penetration damage all the way through. And look at this. The Hunter putting the damage out to the Magic Archer, but... pretty good defense once again coming through, and look at that. Just dragging it away on each time. The Royal Ghost once again there for semi-defense. Only takes a couple of hits, and this is a situation where Lampo probably will not like so much because now it looks like a big counterattack coming on the other side.
There's a 3 Musketeers, Fireball, they melt down with a single scratch, they're gone. And Barbarians, of course, they're not going to really do too much, but the Royal Ghost might.
Okay, this Magic Archer, penetration gets 2 shots. Actually, do say the Hunter's coming here to get the damage out to the Magic Archer. Now it's going to keep the Magic Archer alive. Look at that. It is still alive. Force out another 2 elixirs from Lampo on that defense.
With that Battle Ram, could take damage. Even the Fireball used.
That's a lot of elixir. And look at this prediction, but that's not good enough. But let's get good enough if he gets a little bit closer.
There's 2, 3, and that's game. That's 2-1, but a 2-0 set score for Bren Esports.
Oh my goodness, Bren Esports. They were talking about during their interview, just in the previous series, that their preparation level is on another scale here because what happened to these guys in over 1 week? Because last week we saw these guys, they were not this good.
Manong GP just defeated Benzer
Riddell and
plus Lampo.
Wow.
Tonight, having a super big comeback after losing the first game. The same exact thing.
And you know, we forget about the 2v2 because Giant Noise has defeated so many tough opponents today because J2 and Carol, they've been doing well in their side for Chaos Theory, and obviously you're beating on Martin and Dio Stitch as well from the second series of the night with the kicks. Bren Esports, they're really stepping things up in this late clutch when these 2v2 players of Giant No Inside does this well, and you can count on Manong GP to do this well. You're looking very good. Let's hear from Bren Esports to see what they have for that.
Congratulations for Bren Esports for the second match.
Thank you very much.
对，那这边的话，我想要先请教第一个问题是 ，Bren Esports 在上一个赛季他们是没有成功的进到季后赛，但目前的战绩看来，应该非常有机会有办法进到季后赛。那你们对于最近的这样的非常好的战绩有什么样的感想呢？
The first question is that during the last season you did not made it to the playoff, but in this season it's very likely you are going to go to the playoff. Anything to say?
Actually, it was our determination this season to prove it that we can also play in the playoffs and prove that we're also a good team, a strong team, especially here in Southeast Asia.
那之前的时候，就是在跟那个 Detonation 在一起对战的时候，后来证明说，其实我们是一个坚强的团队，是有实力的团队，那是有机会能够再进到这样子的在 SEA 里面打得不错的成绩。
好，那我们现在第二个问题的话，就想要来问一下 Bren Esports， 你们在最近的状态是为什么能够发挥的这么好呢？你们觉得说是心态上的影响吗？还是说真的练习量有比以前多呢？
Second question is that with such great performance in this season, did you make any adjustment either on mindset or any practice, like increase the practice more?
Actually, we just want to thank our bosses, Boss Bernard Chong and Boss Jab, everyone from Bren Esports who is very supportive to us and did not give up on us in Season 1 because of our low performance, but they still give us our chances to prove back to them that we are really prepared for this league.
那基本上的话，其实我们就是按照步骤啊。那在第一个赛季的时候，其实即使我们的表现其实是比较低落的，但是Bren Esports 的所有成员其实都是非常支持我们，那让我们能够继续在第二个赛季仍有机会来继续证明自己。
好的，那一样是感谢 Bren Esports 接受我们的赛后采访。OK， 那我们接下来就来看一下 highlight， 然后等一下就是我们的结算面板喽。
He said highlights, so it's back to us. So we knew that was happening. But Bren Esports, I think they make a great point there because Season 1, they look like one of the worst teams in all of Southeast Asia and all of the league, and they really just kind of talk about the sponsorships and the kind of the support they got from their management and also the inside the organization, especially from Bren Chong, obviously the owner of Bren Esports. And I like that he says that they never gave up on them. And that's the reason what kind of motivated them to work harder and to find success. And I think in these last few weeks, they're really finding a lot of success. Maybe looking like one of the best teams right now in all Southeast Asia.
Yeah, the best part about the interview was their mindset. If you change your mindset and have a new goal of that determination for the entire team, you can do anything basically.
Yeah.
If you put in that much time, that much effort, of course your skill has to get better.
Of course. I mean, when you got a huge backing from such a influential person like Bren Chong, kind of in your ownership of Bren Esports, you really kind of force yourself to work really hard. And now you are putting out your state where this team, Bren Esports, really coming out of Season 1 as one of the kind of the worst teams out there in terms of their skill level. Will come into Season 2 maybe as the Southeast Asian representative.
We have the results here, but I'm really excited to see the next page. It's going to be the updated standings.
Very important. And Kicks loses 2 in a row, and that's further going to cement their last place position in Southeast Asia because AHQ winning another one, Chaos Theory losing 1, and this is looking like Southeast Asia is all about Bren Esports now.
Chaos Theory, they still have a lot of chances. They only played 1, and I believe if they play 1, then next week they will play 2.
2 more, yeah.
So they still have a good chance, and AHQ, they still have some chances, but it seems like the top 2 are the ones that we're going to have one of them going to that playoff.
HQ seems a little bit far away. They will play 2 games next week. So, in theory, if Chaos Theory loses both of their games next week and AHQ wins both of their games, it is going to be Chaos Theory below HQ in the end. So it's going to be a 8-6 for Chaos Theory if they lose both, and HQ if they win both, it will be a 9-5. So all the way through, there's a lot of possibility for all the teams out there, but it seems to me that Bren Esports is doing so well as we look at tomorrow's matchups, because We're going to Korea back again. We're not going to have all the Korean teams lose out anymore. We're going to have some Korean teams winning and some Koreans just the same losing out.
And that's because we have all Korean teams tomorrow, and it's going to be Japanese teams on Sunday. It's going to be like this for this weekend and next weekends, and see how these matches are actually changing a lot in the standings, because they're up against each other, which matters a lot. The first place goes straight to the playoff again.
Well, Kingzone's going to be playing 2 tomorrow, so it is very important for them to win as many games as they can. Against OGN, against OP Gaming, it is going to be tough opponents for them on the ask, but it is in their responsibility, if they want to represent Korea as the top representative from this region, they have to make sure to win those 2 games in addition to that one they will be having next week.
Yeah, same for OP Gaming. If they win 2, if Kingzone drops 2,
yeah,
they could actually swap in first place to third place because they don't have too many wins.
Sure. I mean, but you were looking at Sandbox, who was looking like a fantastic team from Season 1, but they've been really falling down, and we kind of look at this team as Sandbox, where they came out of nowhere in the middle of Season 1. We thought they might just to do that resilient run, and back in Season 2, it did not happen. We'll see what happens from them.
Yeah, and it seems like that's it. We had a lot of 2-0s tonight, 3 back-to-back, 2-0s in a row. And that's it for Friday.
You know, we'll get maybe the same thing tomorrow, because we're going to come back for Korea tomorrow, guys. We're going to have Simon and I join in for Saturday. We're going to have G-Clef back on Sunday. So thank you guys for watching today's action of Clash Royale. We'll be back tomorrow, so we'll see you there.